hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I wanted to show you, I started making these scrubbies. I ran out and I needed some more, and so I've already made a couple up, and I have a start on another one here. And then I thought, oh geez, I should be showing everybody how to do this. I know there's probably a ton of people that make these already, and you know, I really don't know who they are or where they are. I was taught this a really long time ago. My mom always made them with onion, oh, what are they called? You know, the bags that the onions come in? I think I have one right here. Yep, these right here. We always did everything with those things. Washed our knee highs and you name it. But she would make pot scrubbers out of these. And that's how we scrubbed our pots and our pans and things like that. Well, I make them out of Tule because Tule is more frugal. I have it more readily available. I can pick it up in bulk. Some people buy it in the little rolls, and you probably get enough to do a couple of them on there. I know they sell it like at Dollar Tree, General, Martin's. Well, not Martin's. Well, yeah, I'm sure Martin's, but I don't think everybody has Martin's. But there's a multitude of places that you can pick it up. I just pick it up good old Walmart. It's pretty cheap. I usually pick it up when it's on sale for like 77 to 88 cents a yard. And I'll pick up, oh geez, I'll pick up probably 20 yards of it. Because I use it in so many things, not just for scrubbies, but for lots of different things. Alright, the very first thing you want to do, and the reason I go with Tule instead of doing the onion too is that's also really good for your skin. You know those hard places like your heels and your elbows, especially when you get older, tend to get pretty dry and scratchy and need to be cleaned off? Well, those work beautiful. It's like going to a spa, man. It's awesome. Okay, so we start with a slip knot anyway. And then we're going to chain 4. Which just means, and I'm going to do this loose and loopy so that you can see how it's done. Which just means you're going to end up with 4 little hoops on there. Then you're going to keep it so that you have one on the hook already. And then you're going to go back into the very first one. You're going to pull the tool wrapped around the hook back through. So now you have 2. Okay? So then you want to chain 2. So we're going to pull that all the way through the one you had on the hook, and that's considered your slip stitching through. You're binding it. Now chain 2, which is 1, 2. Okay? Now it looks kind of like a mess, and it is because I lost my circle, but there is a circle in there. Those 4 little chains that you did, that you just slipped together, are right there, and this is the tail of that slip on the hook. There it is. Nice little circle. Get this mess out of the way. I should have grabbed some yarn and showed you with yarn because it's easier to work with. Tule is so busy. Alright, so now we want to do 14 double crochets. If you've never crocheted before, I would, well, I'm going to show you how to do a double crochet, but I would get some yarn and practice a double crochet first. To do a double crochet, you want to have 1 on the hook. You're going to wrap around one more time. You're going to go through the loop. I'm going to bury the tail under the stitches. You're going to wrap around the tool and bring it back up. So now you have 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook. Okay? You're going to take that and wrap that around. The tool's going to go around the hook again, and you're going to go through 2. It's going to leave you 2. You're going to wrap around and go through those 2. Now you've completed 1 double crochet. So we want to do 14 of those. I'm going to pause this and do those 14. Okay, I just noticed I had to join 2 pieces of Tule together, which means I just tied a knot in it. and made sure it was good and strong, so that I had two pieces that went together. And I thought, geez, I would show you. You can work right around that, no problem at all. I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need 2 more. There's my knot. I'm just going to pull it right through and leave the knot right there. So that's 13. I just need 1 more. That makes 14. Now I'm going to slip into that. Remember those 2 that we chained? I'm going to slip right in there, just like this. Only one loop on my hook. I'm going to take the head of the hook and go right in where those 2 chains were. Pull the tool back through and then slip it right into that one that was on my hook. Okay? Then I'm going to chain 2. No, I'm going to chain 1. Sorry. Okay, so now in the top, it's hard to see, but in the top you'll see these little loops like on the top of each stitch. In the top of each one of those, we want to do 2 single crochets. And a single crochet is just simply taking your needle, your hook, going underneath both of those, pulling the thread so that now you have 2. You're going to take this and pull it through. That's a single crochet. And you want to do that 2 times inside each one of those tops. Just like that, so that you come all the way around and you have 2. When you're all done, you'll end up having these. You'll have 1, but you need to make 2 of them if you want a good strong scrub. I put them together. Some people use them individually like this, but I'll put them together. And I'll take what's left out of the one and stick it right in between, because it doesn't hurt anything. And then I take the tail from the other one. You'll have a loop already on your hook, and you'll have a tail. And if you don't, you just tie more tulle on to create that tail onto what you already have existing. And then I'm going to do just what we did a few minutes ago. Instead of putting 2 though, I have 1. I'm just holding these together, and I'm going to go through the tops of 2. Pull it through, and 1. That's all I'm doing. I'm just slip stitching each one together. And I'm going to go all the way around doing that. You just have to make sure that you go through both of them. And if you've done your stitching right, that it will match up perfectly. Trick is to get consistency to your needle. If you've never crocheted before, you really ought to practice a little bit on making your chains and try to get them consistent. It doesn't matter if they're tight, if they're loose, well, actually, tighter is better, but not real tight. You want to get kind of a medium tightness to them, so they hold together and it becomes a scrubby, or, it's bulk. I ended up going through it there. But not too tight to where it's pulling, But in all reality, it's a scrubby. As long as you get the mass together, you got something to scrub your pots with or your heels. That's really all that matters. But you can see how it's coming together. You can use 2 different colors, the same color. I tried selling these for a while, but it's so... If people do them, they're so easy to make. It's kind of tough. I make them for me now. I prefer these, especially if you've got Teflon pots and pans. And I do have some, you know. I don't use a lot, but I do have a couple. I'm a cast girl. I love my cast iron. And it is kind of confusing. I've, you know, just got done doing a bunch of them, and I'm so used to doing the single crochet that's what I want to do, so I keep hesitating because I think that's what I want to do, and I don't. All I want to do is a slip stitch. I'll slip that all the way around, slipping the two of them together. But you can use anything to make these, anything that's coarse and rough. And we're at the end. And then all I do is take this piece, pull it through, tighten it right up, tie a knot still. If you wanted to, you could take a like a darning needle and feed it back in through so that it doesn't show. But I usually just snip them. I leave a little tip on the top. I call it good. Just like so. Alright, well, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please, a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll go ahead and write my pattern down in the bottom, how many I did and what the stitch was. If you... yeah, I'll write it out full length because you probably won't know abbreviations if you've never crocheted before. But if you have, you'll understand what it is anyway. But I'll write it completely out too. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have fun. If you're a subscriber, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and click that subscription button. I try to put things out as I'm doing them. I'm not ever sure what I'm going to be doing or what I'm in the middle of. But this was it today, Scrubbies. Thank you. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.